Well, good morning, good morning. Listen, ladies, I want to give you a heads up. As you can see, my volume is several octaves higher. I just want you to know that is the vibration in the space that I live in. I do not come to offend, but instead to empower and equip you to just get ready for what's coming for your life. I am so excited. Deborah did an amazing job. Will you give her another round of applause? Let me tell you, the last quote you put up there, I was ready to levitate out of my seat and just go running because it was so powerful. We get to decide the life that we live in. We get to decide the leaders that we're going to become. And today we're equipping you with tools to help you do just that. Who's ready?
Ready.
Who's ready? Are you ready to ignite your power? No, I'm serious. Are you ready to ignite your potential?
Yes.
Are you ready to ignite your possibilities?
Yes.
All right, well, get ready. Now, let me tell you, I have slides here. I may or may not oblige or read them. It just depends. I am an inspired speaker. My company is made to inspire, made to be fit. It's all about inspiration that's poured into me by my creator. So today, who am I? Well, this crazy little girl. Over 30 years experience in the corporate space, spent a lot of time as a management consultant, traveled anywhere between 30 and 35 weeks a year around the country, helping CEOs and organizations with their strategy, their strategic planning, their process improvement, all of that fun stuff. And I'll tell you, I loved every ounce of it. But one day, I made a decision that the $700 an hour that they were billing me out for was great, but maybe if I did it for myself. What if I did it for myself? Now, this was back in 1999 when I left corporate America, and I've been gone ever since. And I'm so thankful that I could. But in that, I took away lots of experience. Business and sales strategist, high performance coach, international speaker, thank you, best-selling author, which you'll see my book today, business professor, 21 years. I've been teaching at universities around the world, primarily business. Strategic planning, if you've ever been a student at University of Phoenix, you might have been one of my students. You may be University of Bridgedah, several universities. I won't go into it, but let me tell you, that's a passion of mine. Teaching, speaking, reaching the world, and helping you ignite your potential. So here's some organizations that I've served over the years. Really quick, just to give you some background. Chick-fil-A's on there, yes, yes. And this is just a quick synopsis. But let me give you something. Everything begins with an idea. Question, how many of you have an idea? Yes. Yes. Oh, I want to ask that question again. How many of you have an idea or ever had an idea? Yes, yes. I didn't see all hands raised, so I had to ask the question again because I know that we all have them. The question is, what do we do with them? Right? And my desire today is to really help you go through that and figure out this idea process, turning those ideas from inspiration in your head and your heart into monetization. Anyone here wants to start their own business? Anyone here already have their own business? Okay, very good. And here, this is for even those of you that have your own business. Because guess what? Just because you've already started doesn't mean you're not ready to scale, to grow, to introduce new products, to consistently innovate, accelerate, and dominate the marketplace, right? And so we have to constantly be in a process of ideation, right? Okay, so where do these ideas come from? Anybody know? Just random, out of the blue. How many of you have been woke up at the middle of the night and it's like, oh, I got it. I know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, or this is brilliant. How many, really? Seriously, I'm animated. Let me tell you, I'm animated. I went to performing arts school, so this helps my, did you? Let me tell you, those ideas, they have value. And I talk about it in my book, which you'll see out there. Just because we get them doesn't mean we have to instantly put them into action. There's a season for everything. There's a season for everything. But let's talk about this. In your workbook, you'll see where these ideas come from. There are 5 areas that I've listed here. Fill out those P's. The first one is passion. They come from a place of passion, something we're excited about. We want to live it out. We want to share the world our passion. We want them to see what those passions are. The other one is the proficiency. Maybe there's a gift that you have that you recognize that you're extremely talented with, and now you want to take it to the marketplace. Maybe it's something you love to do. Like I love to roller skate. I love to run. And as a result of that, I launched a running company. How about that? Taking something that you love to do and making it into a business. What about your profession? How many of you have professional background? Maybe you're a CPA, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a clinical social worker. No matter what it is, you can take the skills from your profession and convert it into a business idea. And then how about a problem? One of my clients I love, Nick, he is an anesthesiologist for Loma Linda. He had an idea. He had an adopted son who had some issues with blood. He devised a device, medical device, that he since have put into the marketplace. It took him 6 years to bring it to life. He's gotten over $2 million in funding, and he has a viable business today as a result of a problem that he dealt with his own son. So think about the problems. Think about your passions, your proficiency, your profession, and things that you love to do as a way to launch your ideas into the marketplace. Make sense? Yes. All right, so think about these companies I've listed with. They were just ideas. And guess what? They're no different than you, or me. They just stuck with it. They stayed the course. They got people on their team. They decided that we're going to bring this to reality. It was a vision. It was a dream that they brought to reality. Think about that. I tell people all the time, especially in running, I'd say Nike, nobody knew what Nike was. It's such a weird name, right? But yet, it's the most well-known name in the marketplace when it comes to running shoes because someone's one idea. So ladies, I'm here to tell you your ideas matter. So I want you to think for a moment. What's your story? What's your idea? I want you to take a moment right now and think about those 5 areas that I mentioned. Passion, profession, proficiency, play, and what was the last one? Problem. See, I forget them, right? They're in my head. They're in my heart. And think about, where does yours come from? And I want you to write that on that paper. Where specifically does that idea that's roaming in your heart, looming in your heart right now, where did it come from? Which of those 5 areas? But here's the 6th one I want to introduce. Maybe it comes from a place of pain. A place of pain. And if that's the case, write that down. And, you know, as much as I like to say, we're in a marketplace today where we can monetize almost anything. And I love that COVID happened, and I say I love that. As a businesswoman, I love that COVID happened in some ways because it helped people to see that I can do anything. I can sit in my home, I can pick up a computer, I can launch a $1 billion course, I can launch a product from nothing. Think about people who took their sewing ability and created these things we call masks. Many of you love them, many of you hate them, but guess what? They went from nothing to a business. That's good. Wow! It blows my mind. It really blows my mind. And so when you think about that, what's your story? Where are your sticky pads? I have them all over. If you were coming to my house, you're like, really? On your mirror, on your dresser, on your refrigerator? Yes, they're everywhere because that's my mind. I always say I'm an idea maniac. But what I know is that I don't always put them into action. I have journals. I have lots of journals. I have cataloged them so they have a place. So when the season and the time comes, I'm ready. I'm ready because I'm inspired. Now, where are you on your idea journey? Or are you? How many of you are on a journey right now, something that's in your heart that you've been tussling and wrestling with, and you're not sure, I want to get down the road, but you're like, I want to get down, that's that theater again, I want to do it, but there's some fear, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So I want to ask you, where to next? I just came back from Germany, Turkey, and Czech, Prague. Had the most amazing experience. And let me tell you what I did. When I took that 5-hour train ride, there was the process of ideation happening. Just sitting at that window watching the scenes go by. For me, I'm a believer. God was pouring all kind of things into my spirit. And I was like, wow, I can see it. I can be it. Write it down. Don't leave it there. Don't leave it in Czech Republic. Don't leave it in Berlin. Take it with you. And so I did. Ideas can be life-changing. Sometimes all you need is an open door. It's just one good idea. Deborah, would you agree? Yes. Rita, one idea? Jamara? Absolutely. One idea. And I know sometimes we feel like we can't do it. And here's what stops us. And I want you to, before I even show the slide, what stops you from moving in that space with your ideas and bringing them to reality? What stops you? Give me some. Fear? Failure? You said you? Yes.
Confidence for people.
Confidence, yeah. Anything else? Lack of courage. I love this because we're a group of women and you're talking about the internal things, right? Because those are the things we battle with. But if I had a room of men, they'd probably say, right. Money, time, focus, and clarity. And I think these things happen as well. And I love that Deborah opened up the door with the vision, the North Star, helping us realize we have a purpose. There's something in our life, something that's driving us, something that says, I can, but we stop. And so we're going to talk about that just a little bit. Right here, all talk, no action. All talk, no action. And I know I'm guilty of that. I've launched $8 million businesses, and I didn't do them all overnight. And I didn't do them all like, yes, let's do it. It took time. It took a lot of fear and going through what I had to go through to get there. But we have to have belief. We'll talk about that. And I also believe it's important to have a community who supports you. That's right. Who supports you on the journey, because every day will not be a beautiful day. And entrepreneurship is lonely. It can be. It can be. So here, did you know, and Deborah brought some of these up, so I won't talk long. People are paying to learn from other people's ideas. This is what you saw. This has been happening for years. But once the pandemic happened, it happened at a much faster, greater pace and rate. People who were, and I don't want to say zeros, became heroes as a result of this. You watch Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk. You watch so many people help people, encourage people, empower them with tools to help them get there. Over $5,000 is spent every minute. Say that with your mouth. Minute. On self-education, self-development products. E-learning will grow to a $325 billion business by 2025. We're just around the corner. So if you have some knowledge, some ideas, some vision, something inside of you, it's time. Here's the truth. You don't have to be the expert. And this is what, right now I have a 60-year-old son, love him to death. He's a senior, but he's kind of brilliant, if I might add. He's already started trading. He wrote his first business plan at 7, and then again at 8 and 9, launched his business, started doing all these things for people, but he doesn't believe. And he lives in the house with the hope dealer, but he doesn't believe. I'm dealing it every day. You can. You can. But there's something that causes him to say, no, Mom. He's been trading. His friends at school is like, teach me how to trade. He's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't write it. Son, you can. But, that's something that we have to believe. And so when you look at this, the knowledge, AKA passion industry, it's here, guys. When is the time? Now. When is the time?
Now.
When is the time?
Now.
It's now. My hope, Deborah's hope, all of our speakers' hope is that you walk out of here not just empowered, but you get into action. Amen. I'm the action coach. Anybody will know? Katina, will I put you to action? Yes. Tara, will I put you to action? Rita, I'm going to put you to work. It's not just thinking about it. It's one thing to think about it. It's something else to get into action. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, wherever you are, we have to do the work. I want you to think about this for a moment. What would passionately living out your life, your purpose at the next level feel like for you? And I think Darla's doing it. For you, Monique. For you. What would that look like? I was tired of clocking in. I was tired of clocking in, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I love the travel. Started my own business and travel just as much, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do my thing. I wanted freedom. I wanted life at the next level. So I took y'all ready for me to leap? Because I will do it in these hills. You ready? So good ideas are common. You know what? But what's not common are people who will work hard enough to bring them to life. Are you one of those people? Julia and I just met at our co-working space and invited her, and look, she's here. She's willing to do the work, ladies. That's what it takes. And again, we need people. So let me start with this: identify your idea. Inside of your book, you have a big idea. This is just a quick process, and I don't want you necessarily to go and do all the work, but it's there for you to do the work at some point in time. But maybe put your idea in that center box. Just write it down. It may be a paragraph, it may be 17 words, or maybe a thesaurus. Whatever you decide, just write it down so that you can go back to it and look at it and recognize this is the idea. As you can see, the idea has arms, it has legs, it has life. Arms, legs, life. And what do you do when you have arms and legs? You walk. Woo! You move. And that's the purpose. So when you look at this, I gave you a couple things to think about. Is my idea something that others would want? I want a few of you to answer that. If your idea is something you believe others would want, raise your hand. Raise your hand. All right, picture takers, take that video, get those hands up. I'm going to hold them to that. Number 2, will you be able to make a profit? Maybe even make a living out of it. Yes. And you know, we have hobbyists who build businesses, which is fine, because if they're building it for a hobby and that's what they want to do, that's great. But are you looking to transform your life and the life of those around you? Are you looking to change the community, as Deborah said? Marietta, Temecula, Lake Elsinore, Menifee, we are right here, 500,000 plus population. We need more women business owners. We need more women who say yes to their purpose, who say yes to what they were created, made, which is my tag, made to do. Number 3, can you grow your idea into a scalable business? In my business as a strategist, I help people systematize, strategize, build their sales, and then scale. And here's a lot of things that I help people do. Help them learn how to get right here in front of the mic. Selling without selling. Speaking is your biggest business card. It's your biggest marketing tool, right? So when you recognize that and you're building a brand, how do I put myself out there so people know? Think about that with your idea. So there it is, that big idea right there. You see it. How many of you wrote in that box? I need to see. Oh, you didn't write back there. Okay. I've been known to call people out a time or two, and I'll tell you, it's great. But it really does. It calls you to the table so you can do the work. Now, here's something I want to share with you. It's not in the book, but this is the 5-step framework that I work through in this book called Millions of Possibilities. Guess what? COVID made this book in 2020. COVID created a podcast. We're now over 3 years into the podcast because of an idea. Interesting enough, this is only the first, but when you think about it, there's so much to look at. 5-step framework when you think about your process, if you will. Number 1, dump it. Dump those ideas. Get them out of your head. And I know there isn't just one, but dump it. And that's what this is for. This is your dumpster. Dump that idea and grow the legs and arms so that you can take action. Number 2, map it out. What does that look like for you? This is form of a mind map, but I want you to go into a little greater detail to think about what are the possibilities. That's the name of the book. Millions of possibilities. What can I do with this? Where can I go? Who can I serve? Right? Number 3, task it out. Because when you now have those basic things in place, now you need to look at how will this actually work in this space? Does it make sense? Can I actually do this with it, or do I go left or right? And I'm giving you very generic terms because I don't want you to take my lexicon to decide what yours is. Number 4, do it. Do it. Just do it. Nike said it best. That unknown company that had a strange name said, just do it. And we have to look at how do we do it. And the last thing is review it. And I think this is critical. When we put anything out in the marketplace, when we put anything on paper and decide to bring it to the world, we have to have a constant state of evaluation. That's what I did as a consultant. I always had a process review. We had to dump it. We do a debriefing. We go over it. We ask questions. We bring the people. You get you a team of folks to work with you. Friends, family, your 5-year-old, put the dartboard up and go, listen, how'd that sound? Use who you have to really go through this process. And I'll tell you, when you do that, you'll make some headway. Here's the power, the ability to convert your ideas to things, to processes, to products. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce. Because in your head, they're great, but no one knows about them. No one's being served. No one's life is being transformed. And here's the truth. That idea that's in your heart, that's in your head, it wasn't given to you just for you. And there's some people whose lives are not being transformed because you didn't bring it out. There's purpose in you. And we have to step into it. So 4 things I know that every entrepreneur, especially female, we need: strategy, which is where I come in, systems, sales. 4 things: strategy, systems, sales. But you see something's missing right here. What do you see? Yourself. Self-belief. Self-belief. We can have all the magic in the world, the best system, the best sales, and if we don't believe in ourselves, what happens? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And this is the make or break factor. I have a course called The Journey of Belief, which I bring a slide in, I believe. Oh, I didn't. Maybe after this. A journey of belief, because it's a process. We don't wake up believing overnight, even though I'd like to think I've believed, but we don't. And so we have to look at that. The most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence. That's it. Confidence. And so here's a little slide of the belief journey that's inside the book. But look at this. When we think about belief, and I brought this in because I want you to really think about your ideas. They matter. So if you look in that book, it says, the first line, your ideas have a place in the marketplace. They have a place and they matter. So when you look at this, your experiences, they actually lead to your thoughts. You have fixed mindset or growth mindset. And I'll tell you, when you see those different sides of the puzzle, you see how the actions change. Going into your actions, when you have a growth mindset, you will begin to take some steps. Fix, you procrastinate. You don't make it happen. You don't do the work that needs to be done. The other side says, then you look at your potential. I'm an outside the box kind of girl. There's no limit. There's nothing that's stopping me other than me. And so when you think about that, when you look at your potential, you stay in your comfort zone. Just stay here. It's easy. But it's not. It's not. We look at results. Those are on the growth mindset. They're getting results. They're seeing the success that they look for, they need, and they don't stop. They don't stop because they're building that belief. And look at the 2 sides. Who you surround yourself with matters. I want you to say that. Who you surround yourself with matters. Believe it. Maya Angelou said that if people show you who they are, believe them. When people show you who they are, we have to believe them. And I know I'm a hope dealer, so I believe in everyone. I believe in everyone. I do. I really believe in everyone. And honestly, I met a girl just the other day coming out of the nail shop, and I befriended her and instantly invited her to go somewhere with me that night, which is crazy. But I believe, I don't know her. Hey, girl, come on, let's go. And she came. And it was great. She didn't have friends or community here. That's what I believe we are created to do. I brought community together. I don't know what her hopes and dreams and visions or her past is. It doesn't matter. But who I surrounded, that me just reaching out to her, giving her a positive experience for that day. But look at your reinforcers, whether they're friends, family, habits, routines, all those things matter on your journey to belief. I'd love to tell you more about this. This is an intensive process because it goes deep. But here's a good one. Confidence, y'all ready, is going after Moby Dick in a rowboat and taking tartar sauce with you. Like, come on, I got you. That is what it's about. And that, I have goosebumps right now. I'm serious. Because that's how intense this thing is. If we don't believe in ourselves, we don't believe in our product, we don't believe in our company, no one else will. No one. So ladies, I challenge you to think about that. I'm going to give you a quick framework and we're going to get ready to wrap out of here. Right here is something, I have this free for all of you. It's on the bottom scan of my workbook page. But this is a book, a guide that I created to really help you launch that idea. Number 1, it says identify. We went through that a little bit. Number 2 says define your market. Who are you serving? In this class that I teach, I go into the psychographics, the demographics, and really look at the analytical aspect of who is that person. Is she 37 years old? She wears a 5-piece suit. She actually has a master's degree and 7.2 children, 5 dogs, and lives on a ranch in North Dakota. That's how detailed you want to be when you're defining your market. Now, here's what everyone says. But I can serve everyone. Sure you can. But I know you've also heard that the niches or the riches. Tell me, I want to see who's heard the word. The riches are in the niches. So even though you want to serve the world, nail it down right here. And then as you grow and refine and hone your skill, start spreading it wide. Because now you're an expert. Now you're a thought leader. And they're coming to you saying, yes, Stacy. They're coming to you, the fairy grandmother. She earned that name for a reason, right? So now evaluate your niche, and that's really evaluating who we're talking about. The next one is assessing your resources, time, money, energy, places, things like that. What are you using to really launch that brand? And then start your launch. Start your launch. You see right here, it says how you market your idea. That's workbook question number 2. How you market your idea matters. The last bullet says, I can launch my idea. Here's the key word. You ready?
Ready.
All caps. You ready?
Ready.
Vivian, today. Today. And, all caps, thrive. What do those words say to you? What do those words say to you?
Belief.
Belief. Give me some more. Action. What? Possibilities. What else?
Here and now.
Woo! I'm sorry. I get fired up. I'm sorry. Did she tell you I was? Yeah, okay. Well, you got it for yourself. That's what matters, ladies. And let me tell you, this person that you see right here, and I want to add to this, when it comes to confidence, when it comes to belief, I want to add something. There's nothing like authenticity. I have a program called Be a Magnet, how you can be a magnet and attract everything you want in your life. Number 1 way, be authentic. What you see right here? Huh? What? Who said that? What you get. Elaine and I spent some time in the backseat of a car going down into San Diego to a meeting, and we've seen each other. I was a keynote speaker at the Women in Business for Temecula and had a great time. But Elaine and I talked, and is this what you saw in the car? Rita, this is it.
You are.
And guess what? People will be attracted to you for who you are.
Amen.
There's only one you. Don't try to imitate. Don't try to imitate. He made you fearfully, wonderfully, masterpiece, royalty. You hear me? Y'all got me fired up right now. Okay. Get your ideas out of your head. I want to add the word heart.
Yeah.
Heart. And into the world is where it makes a difference in the lives of others. While creating income is life-changing. I want you to just for a moment close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I want you to visualize your life where you're living on purpose, with purpose. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but you're living. You're creating a legacy. And you're loving every single moment of it. I see smiles coming. Living that life today. You're thriving. It's yours. It's yours. You can open up your eyes. And I don't want you to stop dreaming, because those dreams matter. I'm filled with so many. But what I love is that the sponsor who gave us the bags, someone raise up a bag. Impact Marketing, raise up the bag. I want you to see the message on there. What does it say?
Be amazing.
Be amazing. Every day that we wake up, with breath in our lungs, we have an opportunity to be amazing. It's not by happenstance. It's not by chance. You were not a mistake. And I want you to believe that. Despite what your mom and dad and society or medicine might have said, you are not a mistake. And this thing, this dream, this idea inside of you matters. So let's get clear on your idea. I'm just going to give you something quick. Pinpoint that thing. And here's some different approaches to profitable ideas. Really quickly, I already told you, pursue your passions. Anyone have something you're passionate about? Passionate. When I say passionate, I am passionate about life. And right now I'm trying to figure out how I can monetize that. I'm not kidding you. Every day I'm like, how can I help the people see that I'm really serious about this thing called life, and that I want to help them transform? I haven't yet created the masterpiece. Maybe the fairy grandmother can help me.
I got you.
But that's it. Pursue your passions. And I want to give you a little bit, because sometimes we're a little stuck. I have time, right? Who said that? You did.
Deborah did,
I'm wrapping it up. Passion is energy. What do you see in me?
Passion.
Loud. I mentioned that. Did I mention that at the beginning? Loud, full of energy. You know why I have energy? Why?
Because you love what you do.
I'm passionate. I love what I do. I have a passionate life. So when you think about this, it fuels the fire of inspiration and it excites you. Let me tell you, I believe the speaking gift, it's a gift that was given to me. I didn't practice it. I didn't go to school for it, but it's been given to me. And as a result, I come in front of crowds. I've had 10 people. I've had 10,000 people who I've had the privilege of speaking in front of. And this is the same thing you see. But I know it's a passion. So I decided to pursue my passion. I didn't just decide. I've been speaking over 30 years. And I keep showing up. And I keep showing up. And I keep showing up. Originally, I was speaking for free. Now I make $25,000, $35,000 for one presentation. And I'll tell you, when you live in your passion, you never have to work a day in your life. So live in your passion. Work in your passion. Breathe in your passion, because it matters. Those questions, I'll take a picture if you want to look at how you can dig deeper into that passion spot. Solve a problem. Every business that exists is all about problem solving. I tell people all the time, I'm a professional problem solver. That's what I did as a consultant. That's what I do as a business strategist, as a coach. That's what I do. I'm solving a problem. AB plus C equals solution. And I love every minute of it. Solving a problem. Think about, use your diagram again to say, this idea that I have, how am I solving the problem? How am I pulling those pieces together to solve the marketplace problem? My ICA. Anyone know what ICA is? Ideal Client Avatar. That's the fancy word for your target market today. It's Ideal Client Avatar, ICA. So think about that. How can you do that? Maximize a proficiency. Something that you already know. Something you already know. And if you're looking for a quick cash infusion, meaning money fast, do something you already know. I guarantee you, you can use it. I help people come up with solutions. I call myself the 10-minute strategist. You give me your vision, 10 minutes, we've got a game plan and you're ready to run. So let's look at how do we take those proficiencies, those passion, the things you love to play, and bring it into the marketplace. This talks about expertise. What are you great at? How many of you are great at something? I'm always looking. I want to see every hand. If I don't, I'm like, something's wrong. There we go. Every hand. You're great at something. Even though you may not value it or think it matters, guess what? It matters. It matters. Questions to validate your new idea? Quick, does this business idea meet a need or solve a problem? Number one. Number two, will this business idea make money? Number three, what's the closest thing to the business idea in the marketplace? Let me tell you, I have a podcast and I want to encourage you all to listen to it, but I challenge people to collaborate with their competitors. Not to compete, but to collaborate with their competitors. Those are the folks you want to come alongside and say, yes, A, B, and C, let's do this. Deborah and I do some very similar things. We're together collaborating because we know there's power in collaboration. That's your superpower. Business idea, something you're capable of doing. Now, real quick story. My 16-year-old son, again, the ultimate entrepreneur, even though he wouldn't classify himself as such, he's right now looking at how he can do arbitrage. Anybody heard of that? Arbitrage. He's going to hire people to do the work that his company is going to do. He's not going to do any of it. And I'm like, dude, what's that term again? Let me go look that up. I mean, he brings all the AI. He brought AI to me. I've known about AI for inches and eons ago. I teach seminars about AI, how to use it. Who has an AI company here? We need to talk. Okay. Let's collaborate. Because people just don't realize the value doing something that you're capable of doing. And you may not master it, but we hire smart people. We surround ourselves with smart people so they can help us. And how much time? I don't want to, this says a week, but how much time are you willing to put towards your goal? How many of you work a 9 to 5? Okay, just a few. Well, all these bosses up in here. Come on now. Yes. Yes. And so when you think about that, I always tell people if something really matters to you, you're going to devote time to it. Life is busy. People are going to invite you here. You got to go there. But spend 30 minutes a day on your dream, on your passion, on your vision, so you can bring it to reality. So, what does that say?
You are ready.
Replace that you are with my name. Not my name, your name. Kimberle Smith Austin is ready. Your name.
Jamar is ready.
That's right.
Julie is ready.
I don't hear confidence in it, though. I'm like, I need, come on, right here, this one.
Katina is ready.
Lieutenant Colonel, retired Lieutenant Colonel, 33 years, Army, is ready. Ready. This woman right here, we were talking on Facebook, real quick story. We were talking on Facebook, didn't know her from Adams.